terms of just our presentation, I think it's really interesting that what's actually seems to be emerging is almost like a third gender, which is, to me, is a gender in the middle of the other two genders, which I think Kyle embodies.
Hi, I'm Kyle Farmery, gender illusionist and nightlife princess with an addiction to glamour.
And I've seen both biological males and biological females that seem to be neither male nor female, but both. And I actually think that's more what Plato was talking about, that we all contain parts of both. And Kyle just happens to be somebody who embraces both and represents both.
My look is right between the middle of masculine and femininity. Or flat-chested with high heels on. Well, I believe that androgyny is a really interesting thing because you sort of picture a woman as a woman and a man as a man, but when someone crosses the boundaries, it sort of gets more interesting than an everyday woman or an everyday man, because there's something new going on. So I think that's why they picked it up, because in fashion they always want to have the newest, hottest thing, so they try and create newer things, and androgyny is just sort of out of the box, so I think that's why they...
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty?
I was saying that, like, I don't really view androgyny as androgyny anymore because it's such a modern day thing now.
Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me.
But my whole life I've sort of believed that who I was who I was, and I always wanted to just be what I wanted to be and wear whatever I want, and I never really thought of it as a label. And then nowadays it's like androgyny, and people want to focus in on androgyny when I just think of it as who I am.
Get set, we're gonna ride. Get set, we're gonna ride.
Well, I've always been sort of jealous of the fact that Barbie was so content with everything she had and her sort of perfect image, so that's why she's been my role model. But growing up I've learned that just having everything you think you want isn't really the key to life, so I would say she's not as much today as she was when I was little. I love Dita Von Teese and the way that she lives her lifestyle, like so focused on her glamour. And I love Betty Page because she was the original and she did it like no other. Masculinity means a more butch person, I guess. Sort of those typical masculine characteristics are like working out or something, and working for the family and making the money and stuff. So I would say that masculinity is the typical like male characteristics or traits or something.
Kyle carries things for me. Kyle handles typically cliche male things, you know, ordering things and deciding things and putting together IKEA things and, you know, carrying very heavy things, and at the same time is more into makeup and heels
I Christian Louboutin
than I or most of my girlfriends have ever been, and understands fashion and beauty and all of that in ways that most women never even get that far in terms of studying and appreciating and embodying.
When I was little, I would always wear leggings. I never ever wanted to wear jeans, and I had a bowl cut with bangs. Growing up, I was sort of pretty easily off the hook with the bullying thing. I was never really bullied too much, but I realized early on that if you're nice to everyone, then you get by pretty easily. So when I was little, I would always just make friends with everybody, including the janitors or the school security officers or anything. So I would always be pretty comfortable with all the people I was around. My teen years were pretty good. Androgyny is actually a lifestyle. It's not just a one-time thing for a photo shoot or something. Even though it is, I just believe that I live more of an androgynous lifestyle.